Hey everybody, thank you so much for watching. Before we get started, like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Today we're going to be covering how an evil book, a chainsaw, and a chin changed my perspective on life.
Groovy.
So my brother and I are extremely lucky in the fact that we get to make horror movies, and we're even luckier when we get to go to the festivals that they're playing at. In every interview we've ever done, the inevitable question comes up: what is your favorite horror movie? And every time, the answer flies out of my mouth without even having to think. Much like some of you, if not most of you, I formed a love of horror movies from a very young age. Some of my earliest memories were of hiding behind the couch, peeking over as our good friend Freddie K broke his way out of poor Jesse's chest only to eviscerate his totally straight best friend Grady. But it was on a cold winter's night in 1992, when I was 7, that it all happened. My stepmother knew that my brother Sam and I were forming a small obsession with horror, and she was delighted to find out that we had never seen one of her favorites. I'll never forget it when she pulled it out of the faded rainbow casing, and on the label, written in thick black Sharpie, were the words, Evil Dead 2. From the moment it started, I was hooked. I was enamored by the amazing practical effects by Howard Berger, Robert Kurtzman, and Greg Nicotero. My mind was blown from the masterful direction from Sam Raimi. But most important of all, I had found my childhood hero, Ash Williams. Now, I know what you're thinking. Duh, Ash is badass, but you gotta remember at that time, none of my friends even knew what Evil Dead 2 was. They were still watching Tiny Toons and Power Rangers. Don't get me wrong, I am not looking down on either of those. I had my fair share of Mighty Morphin fun. But Ash and Evil Dead 2 were my little secret, and I cherished that. My stepmom, bless her, or should I say swallow her soul.
I'll swallow your soul! I'll swallow your soul!
Swallow this.
My stepmom let me keep that VHS tape, and I watched it every night for months. I made Ash costumes and props just for my nightly viewings. I mean, I was a cosplayer before I even knew what cosplaying was. I would pretend to be Ash fighting invisible deadites in my room, and inevitably I would be waking my mom and stepdad up when Henrietta would be waiting for me in the fruit cellar of my nightmares. I even got my first concussion flipping myself over like Ash with his possessed hand. A little over a year ago, I went through a great loss, so I decided it was time for some horror movie therapy. I popped my old friend in and got lost in the magnificence that is Evil Dead 2. And then something hit me. While I didn't realize it as a child, Evil Dead 2, in a way, is a metaphor for life. Let's take a look at Ash Williams. At the beginning of the film, he's a pretty simple guy with one goal in mind. He wants to get laid. Hold on. Just stick with me here. Ash is just a young guy trying to have fun before the responsibilities of life kick in. Now, I admit that opening up the book and listening to the recording was a pretty stupid idea, but we've all made dumb decisions in life. I know I have, but it's how you deal with those dumb decisions that determines who you are.
Let's go.
Unfortunately, Ash's decision summons pure evil. He tries to run at first, speeding down the dirt road only to come to a mangled bridge, but that's life. There are mangled bridges everywhere. What does Ash do? What do we do? There's only one real option. You go back to that cabin and you face life head on. On your journey, people will come and go, just like Linda, Annie, Jake, Ed, and Bobby Joe.
Bobby Joe! Where are you, girl?
And even though they're important to the story and can help you along the way, they're not going to be the ones to save you. Read the Latin a little faster, Annie. Jesus! There will be times in our lives where things are thrown our way that we don't want to deal with, or don't even think we have the capacity to deal with. Whether it be chopping off your own hand with a chainsaw, or separating from the love of your life. The point is, when life seems a little too tough, and it will, we just have to be a bit more like Ash Williams. Strap on that chainsaw and cut down any deadite that's stopping you from living the life that you want to live. And when that big ugly monster face of life bursts through the front door and grabs you with its tree hands, reminding you of all your dead friends, mistakes, and regrets, I want you to stay groovy and stab that fucker in the eye. Just don't forget your chemistry books when you get sucked back in time, because you're really going to want those. Alright, that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, hit that notifications button so you know when the new videos come out, and don't forget to visit our new merch store. The link is down below. Stay groovy, and I will see you in your nightmares. P.S. Deadites are not people. Please don't go around killing people with a chainsaw.